I am starting off with this shaped nail, and I applied this milky white color onto the tip of the nails to get ready for the ombre. So as you can see, I just did one bead. Next, I'm going to use Valentino Classic Nude, and I'm gonna do it in mostly 2 beads. So I put the first bead down, pat it, and begin to blend it into the white. The goal is not to get it all the way to the tip. The goal is to let it set in place and blend it down. And the same thing is going to be for this next bead, which is the cuticle bead. So as you can see, I am cleaning up as I go. So you want to make sure that your brush is nice and wet when you are cleaning up, because that's going to give it the smoothest. So if you can see, every time I go in and clean, my brush is clean and wet. So again, on the next finger, you're going to see I'm going to take a bead and put it right on top where that white is. Sit it down for a second. Make sure that it's secured so that there is no lifting, and blending it down into the white. Not over the white, but I'm blending it into the white and securing it on the top and sides as I go. So this is just a standard like pink and white nail. It is very simple to do once you know how to work the acrylic consistency. So if you're having a hard time with the consistency, just work with one. Don't try to master every single acrylic there is, just focus on the one. Practice what you need to practice with that same consistency until you master it. So I feel like this application came out very smooth. I really love how it came out. And I love seeing my progress as I'm editing, and as I rewatch, I can see where I can improve. So hopefully you're enjoying this video, and I know I am for sure enjoying watching this process. This is my favorite part about nails, is just the acrylic application. So I love it regardless. So on the next nail, so that one is the ring finger. So you can still see I've been doing the same technique for all nails, making sure that the cuticle area is cleaned up, it hasn't flooded, and all that can be avoided if you're holding the finger in the right position. So I think this nail I did have a little bit issues with, but I was able to file it. I just had to spend a little bit more time filing it. So when I get to the next nail, you're gonna see I do the pink in only one bead, and it actually comes out perfectly. And then I do a second bead, and it was a little bit too much. So it is possible to get it, achieved nicely with one bead, but if you're not able to, it's fine to do it with multiple beads. So as you'll see here, I should have just stopped it right there, but I just had in my head 2 beads. So, I should have just listened to myself, but I didn't. But that's how we learn from our mistakes. So you see I kind of kept pushing it up and then dragging it down. So that made it get all the way to the cuticle, and it kept the cuticle clean. But I added more. So as you can see, I let it just set, and then I swipe down with just the tip of the brush. And clean up around the nail. It's very important also to change your tissue as often as you can so that you're not picking more up on accident. So just keep changing your tissue. It'll help with the smell as well. Maybe depends on what you're doing, but maybe every hand, you're gonna wanna change that tissue. So now I'm gonna do the thumb. I find that I do the thumb last all the time. It's just for no particular reason. It's just kind of like a habit. So I just set it down and secure it on the sides and on the top and drag down as soon as it's secured, blending it into the white. So you kind of have to act fast because you need it to be at that perfect consistency. So this is a pretty simple design. It's very classy, and I think it will look good on anyone, especially if it's somebody that does not want to come in very often. If you don't want to get your nails done that often, having this is going to look good when it grows out. So I'm just gonna continue to blend it down. I put a little bit more, and I'm going to encapsulate it next with the clear. So I'm going to get a little bead, place it on the top, and just drag it down. This acrylic is the Young Nails acrylic, so it does set, like, I was moving too quick with it, so it was still a little bit too wet. So I think I might get their Speed Clear next when I am out of this one. This is their Core Clear, but it still came out good. It's good for encapsulating when you're working a little bit more wet anyway, so that you get that really, smooth finish. So I'm gonna do the same to all of the nails, just encapsulating it. It's just a basic acrylic application. You're just setting it and securing it all around and dragging it down. So here I'm not really trying to drag it all the way down. I'm dragging it into the nail and getting it on the tip a little bit, but making sure that it's just a clear cap. It's not anything too bulky. I do want to apologize. My phone ran out of storage. I think it was right before doing the thumb. So I do want to apologize for not including that, but it's just the same process. I'm grateful that this part was still able to get recorded. So with this acrylic, you have to work kind of thin so that the nail isn't bulky and you're maintaining the smoothness all around the nail. If it's not so smooth, that's okay. That's what the electric filing is for. But you want to make sure you're getting all your smoothness from the application. It's going to save you a lot of time. So you want to make sure you're looking all around the nail, on the sides, making sure it's smooth. You're going to want to look at the reflection. So if you see, sometimes I just move the finger. Sometimes it's to adjust it, and then sometimes it's to see the shine. So if the shine isn't smooth, then I know I need to add more. So the shine needs to be smooth and even, and then I can move on to the next nail. So definitely use that for you so that you're going to be guided and to see what parts need more. Do not add more acrylic where it does not need. And making sure that you don't leave the tip too bulky. You want to keep the tip thin, yet have it structured. So you have to find that balance and make sure it looks good too. So next, I'm going to hand file the sides and the tip. This is a time lapse, so it is going a little bit faster, but I pretty much do the least amount of filing I can, just so I can maintain that shape, because I do find myself getting a little carried away. So I just kind of do it quickly and maintain that shape. This is what it looks like after I did the hand filing. And next I'm going to go in with my bit here and do the cuticle first. So I'm going to go on all of the nails on this hand and do the cuticle area. This is not the best bit to use for the cuticle area. I know that, but it's what I use, so it is what it is. So I focus on the cuticle on all of the nails, and then once the cuticle area is focused on, I will smooth out the rest of the nail. Now I'm going to go in with my coarse bit and do the same process and also clean up under the nail. And at this point, if your nail tip is too thick, you can really refine it and make it thinner by smoothing it down from the bottom. This is the final look with clear coat. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.